What's up, everyone, and welcome to Up and Out. I'm your host, LaPortia. Listen, Mr. Love, or lack thereof, step to the front of the congregation because it is going down. Yes, Sean Diddy Combs is facing rape and physical abuse allegations by his former girlfriend. R&B singer Cassie Ventura filed a federal lawsuit in New York Thursday. She says she felt compelled to do so before New York's Adult Survivors Act expires. Of course, Diddy is denying the allegations. His attorney says Cassie has been threatening to write a damaging book about the pair's relationship unless Combs pays her $30 million. Listen, I've been scrolling around on social media, y'all, keeping my, ear to the streets, doing a pulse check throughout social media. And listen, some people are claiming this to be a money grab. And others are like, Cassie has been silent and very much so not an attention seeker for more than a decade. So it kind of leans them to believe he may have did it. And there are others who are just saying, nah, he did that shit. That's the best way to put it. As for me, I think we have to let all of the facts come out. I mean, I'm a journalist, but I can say that I read some of the court documents, and what Cassie put in writing, it's not looking too good at all. Now, two law enforcement sources say New York City police are not actively investigating the recording artist. And according to those sources, the NYPD does not currently have a complaint on file against Combs. I know this may be getting a little confusing, but apparently Cassie sued him in federal court in New York on Thursday. An NYPD spokesperson wouldn't confirm or deny any ongoing investigation, saying only the department, quote, urges anyone who has been a victim to file a police report. Man. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Up and Out. I am your host, LaPortia. Today, we're speaking with editor-in-chief of Love, Inc. It's a marriage equality focused wedding magazine. And listen, I'm interested to know a lot. Please welcome to the show, Brittany Dry. What's up, girl?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be on.
Listen, I'm happy you're here. I think that the covers and stuff that you've done, that I recently saw pictures of, have been really, 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 really great. But let me not get ahead of myself. What made you start a magazine with this particular purview? I think it's so needed and yet so interesting. It was kind of interesting to me that I haven't seen a magazine quite like this before.
Yes, thank you. So I started Loving 10 years ago. And at the time, I was a freelance writer and editor. I worked for a few different wedding blogs and publications out there. And there was one thing that I kept noticing was that everyone was talking to a bride marrying a groom.
Yes.
And that was like 95% of the wedding content out there. And then there's some LGBTQ focused content, but they were exclusively for the LGBTQ plus community. And I identify as bi, and I am in a hetero marriage. So I didn't really see myself in either one. And it kind of dawned on me that, like, when you should just be inclusive and just, it's not a gay wedding, it's just a wedding. And no one was really filling that void in the industry. No one was really kind of coming at it with like just general wedding planning, but with an inclusive lens. So we use gender neutral language when we talk about, suits and dresses. We use, make sure all of our vendors are LGBTQ plus friendly, but we also feature hetero weddings because everyone can be inspired by everybody else's love story and weddings. So no one was doing that. And so I was like, well, I will do it. And that was 10 years ago. To be honest, I thought I would be a moot point by now. I thought by now, 10 years in, everyone would be doing it. And this is just normal and common and just the way people go about it. But unfortunately, it's not. Obviously, like in our, just environment in general, we've kind of taken 2 steps forward and 5 steps back. But even just within the wedding industry, it's still very, very cis-driven, very hetero-driven. Yeah. So we just really try to create content that everyone can see themselves in.
I really like that. And I love how, I thank you for letting us know that you're bi. And the reason why you did that, I can totally relate to what you just said. It's kind of like, okay, I may identify this way. And to your point, you're in a hetero relationship right now, or you had a hetero wedding, but it's like, that doesn't mean that that is exactly who I am. And I do think that there just more publications are needed for those people who live life in the middle, right? Just because you see me over here and you want to identify me as this one thing doesn't mean that that's how I look at myself. So I really love that. In the release of your second print issue, you chose 6 influential drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race to don couture wedding gowns in full drag glam. I just love that. How did that come about? Were you just sitting there one day and was like, you know what I want?
Yeah, no, this was such an amazing shoot to be a part of. Obviously, loving our commitment to showcasing like unity and resilience within the LGBT community has always been the foundation for what we do and who we are. And drag queens are such a symbol of that, such a symbol of strength and self-expression. And when I started planning this in May, I guess it was in May. And at the time there was I think 140 anti-LGBTQ plus bills that had passed at least one chamber just in that year. And so 6 months in. And so many of those were specifically targeting the trans community, the drag community. And I wanted to do something, with my platform. I feel like those of us with a platform, we have a responsibility to use it for good. And I just got this idea to, share their stories. We all know and love these amazing queens, but a lot of them are coupled up and they don't necessarily share their personal life on the Instagram. And so I kind of wanted to dig into that. And so we tied it in. Obviously, all these beautiful queens, are huge advocates for their community within drag and for the overall LGBTQ plus community. But I also wanted to spotlight that, but also share their love stories and really share that side of them that people don't always get to see. And so I chose queens who were coupled up in long-term partnerships. Who were getting some are just got engaged, some are on the cusp of engagement, like Jan Sport. She's like, I'm waiting for a ring. We have people like Mrs. Kasha Davis who have been married for decades, and she had such great wisdom to share. And also her stepdaughter just recently got married, so she was on the parent side of it and could share wisdom that way. And so it was just such great conversations. I loved getting to know them on that level that you, like I said, you don't always get to see. So it was a really fun shoot, and I let them do, they did their own glam. They're all so talented. So they I cannot touch that perfection. I knew that's their talent. I wanted to let their talent shine.
I really think that what you did is pretty awesome. And the reason I say that is because a lot of the times when we see people, these figures on TV, see different celebrities and stuff like that, you see them as the figure that they are, but not who they may be as a lover, right? And sometimes it's easy to desensitize that. I think about a lot of the extreme legislation that has been passed or has been attempted to be passed. And I think a lot of that comes from this idea that if I cannot see you as a human, and a big part of being a human is love, right? If I cannot see you in that capacity, if I cannot see the way that you love on your partner, then it's easy for me to say you are other and that you need to shut it down. I think that what you're doing is dope. I think that what you're doing is needed. And I think that where you want to go, there is a huge space for you to do this very purposeful work. So thank you so much for joining me today, Brittany.
Thank you so much for having me.
Love you guys. All right. See you tomorrow, girls.